Tim Hurson, Think Better, An Innovator's Guide to Productive Thinking. Embark on the intellectual adventure of I Think Better, An Innovator's Guide to Productive Thinking by Tim Hurson, that breaks the myth of inherent thinking abilities and shifts focus to enhancing one's cognitive capabilities. The summary spotlights the emerging knowledge-driven economy and highlights the differences between reproductive and productive thinking. You will discover thought patterns that prevent true productivity and learn the importance of creative and critical thinking in improving problem-solving prowess. Additionally, the summary offers various techniques and processes to foster productive thinking, ensuring both individuals and organizations can adapt effectively in the fast-changing world.
Maximizing your thinking potential. Thinking ability is not innate, anyone can learn to think better. The economy is now information-based, making a company's ability to manipulate ideas crucial. Productive thinking generates new ideas for insight, while reproductive thinking refines existing knowledge. Recognizing and overcoming common avoidance techniques such as monkey mind, gator brain, and elephant's tether is essential. Understanding and breaking patterns when necessary is key to maximizing your thinking potential. Reproductive thinking and productive thinking. Reproductive thinking is grounded in following old patterns and doing things the same way, while productive thinking is about creating new processes and generating ideas through creative and critical thinking. Reproductive thinking has three levels: unconscious, intentional, and Kaizen, which involves continuing to improve processes mindfully. However, reproductive thinking doesn't help solve new problems. On the other hand, productive thinking transforms our worldview and creates new processes using creative and critical thinking. When thinking creatively, ideas should be generated without judgment, and criticism should be suspended until enough ideas are generated. This approach ensures that new ideas are not immediately dismissed. While reproductive thinking can be useful, productive thinking is necessary for innovation and problem solving. Mastering productive thinking. Productive thinking involves three stages: analyzing, judging, and selecting ideas. However, we tend to stick to reproductive thinking, which limits us to familiar solutions. To be truly productive, we must keep asking questions and generating lots of ideas, even the strange or unacceptable ones. Brainstorming has three steps: generating safe ideas, getting an inkling of new ones, and finally, crazy ideas. By churning out ideas as fast as we can access the productive final third of the process. To generate rich, useful, and original solutions, we should follow a 6-step process. Rushing to answers won't give us productive thinking, so we should keep questioning even when the answers seem clear. Trying to both think creatively and critically simultaneously will sabotage our success. Problem-solving techniques. The book suggests a step-by-step approach to investigating a problem. It advises identifying the cause of the irritation, assessing its impact, and identifying those affected. It also recommends creating a no wonder diagram and using I3 to envision your ideal future. The author advocates for avoiding tunnel vision by entertaining multiple interpretations before narrowing down on a solution. Finally, the passage emphasizes the value of imagination, influence, and importance in achieving one's goals. The book provides practical problem-solving techniques that can be applied across different contexts. Persuading people to act. To persuade people to act, create a compelling future vision and use exercises like Drive or AIM to shape and write down the necessary steps. Generating new ideas can be easy, but persuading people to act on them is often a different challenge. Both individuals and organizations may find themselves stuck in the past and unable to move forward. To overcome this obstacle, an even more powerful future pull needs to be created. The first step is to visualize the future in detail, including workday, feelings, and interactions with colleagues. Writing a press release or annual report describing the success of this vision without worrying about being logical is also recommended. To further shape the vision, The drive exercise can be used by writing the letters drive across the top of a page and listing what the solution must do, any restrictions, investments, values, and essential outcomes. Alternatively, the AIM exercise can be used by listing the advantages, impediments, and maybes. By using these exercises to write down the necessary steps to achieve the future vision, individuals and organizations will be better equipped to persuade themselves and others to take action towards reaching their goals. Asking the right questions. The key to problem solving lies in asking the right questions. Author suggests using catalytic questions like HMI or HMW to find the core question. After generating multiple questions, use C5, cull, cluster, combine, clarify, and choose to focus on the central question. The barrier to productive thinking is the pressure to be right in business organizations. Forging the solution. Generating solutions can be challenging, but the C5 method simplifies the process. By using an evaluation screen, you can rate ideas against simple and direct success criteria. The use of a rating system can help you avoid complicated solutions. After evaluating the ideas using the C5 method, you can evaluate the final ideas using the Power method. By asking what's missing from the ideas, and how they can be improved, it's easier to forge the solution and make it work. Remember to ask, "What's up?" about seemingly unworkable ideas, as they may have underlying principles that can be reframed and translated for better use. While organizations tend to stick to tried-and-true methods, it's important to ask questions that may rock the boat a little. With the right evaluation methods and mindset, it's possible to generate and evaluate a list of solutions that can be turned into real success stories. Mastering the art of productive thinking. This passage provides a comprehensive guide for efficient and productive planning. It highlights the importance of preparing and identifying assisters and resistors. It also emphasizes understanding the effect, which includes the energy, funds, free time, expertise, conditions, and things needed to complete a task. The author suggests creating a Great Wall schedule, outlining individual responsibilities and timelines. The passage concludes with a reminder that productive thinking is just a model and should be used when necessary. However, practicing productive thinking can lead to efficient decision-making skills.
As you conclude the journey through A Think Better, you will appreciate the relevance of productive thinking in solving new problems and fostering innovative ideas. Key takeaways involve overcoming hurdles to efficient thinking, differentiating reproductive and productive thinking, and employing creative and critical thinking to not only stay up to date but to lead. Incorporate numerous problem-solving methods and exercises designed to harness the power of productive thinking, gradually transforming the way you approach challenges, encouraging growth, and developing the ability to explore a world full of new possibilities. Mastering productive thinking has never been more critical for individuals and organizations, navigating the constant flux of the modern world.